Hello and welcome back to Bookish. It's earlier than I normally film, so I have no idea what the lighting in here looks like. I try to wait till the sun comes up. I don't know if you know this or not, but being an old man, I'm oftentimes up before the sun. It also doesn't help that I have a Great Dane whose eating schedule is 5 and 5, which means she wants to eat at 5 o'clock in the morning and at 5 o'clock in the evening every single day. And it's hard to ignore a Great Dane trying to wake you up to get breakfast when her face is level with your face when you're laying in the bed. Anyway, this is my Saturday Hodgepodge. I have a few things I'd like to talk to you about, get you caught up on, some shout-outs I wanted to make, and an issue I wanted to discuss. So it's Victober. I threw myself in Victober. I made way too big of a Victober TBR, and I'm already feeling like I'm behind, but having said that, I did finish Silas Marner by George Eliot, and I think I'm going to do a review of the book sometime next week, just because there are things about it I want to say that I don't necessarily think should be a part of this video, but one of the things I wanted to say, I do want to say in this video about it, is that I enjoyed it, much more so than I thought I would. And that surprised me, and this happened to me last Victober as well. That I'm surprised by how accessible and how kind of current Victorian literature can feel. You know, once you get past the obvious differences in language and the manners of the people, the issues are the same, and I suppose that's part of the ennobling human aspect of reading literature in general. But I really enjoyed it. It's one of those books where I think the moment I finished it, I liked it more than I like it now. And I think that my admiration for it now has more to do with kind of, and I hate to use the word technical, but it's I'm just going to go with its excellence as an example of a story carefully crafted and well told by a talented writer and storyteller. And I'm going to leave my discussion of that for later when I do a video about it. I also wanted to do some shout outs today. So I want to shout out Amy from AmyGetsLit again. Amy would like to get to 1,000 subscribers before January, and I think that is a good goal for all of us. If you've never checked out Amy's channel, please go over there. She has amazing content. She's an amazing person, and you know, if any one of us deserves to be at 1,000 subscribers, it's definitely Amy. In addition to that, I wanted to shout out two other booktubers again. Today. These are people I've shouted out in the past, but I just wanted to mention them again today because I spent some time on their channels this week, and I was just kind of blown away by them and their content. So the first one I want to mention is Elaine Howlin. Elaine is an Irish booktuber, and her channel is just really amazing. She's one of the best creators of bookish content in terms of the style of her videos and the editing. She uses music and filters, and she has just a real sensibility. She's an artist, and she's brave enough to show her work and her creating her work on her channel. And I just every time I go watch her channel, sometimes I fall behind, but I usually end up binge watching 4 or 5 videos in a row. And you know, I don't think I don't think Elaine and I very often read the same books, but her channel is just a pleasure to watch. And then I specifically want to shout out Bookish Shenanigans again. This is one of my new favorites, and her Victober video is just such a great, enthusiastic endorsement for Victober. I'll leave a link to that video below. I'll leave a link to Elaine's Victober video below, and then I'll leave a link to Amy's channel below as well. Please go check those channels out. They definitely deserve more subscribers than they have. If they had 1 million, they would deserve more subscribers. So please go check those channels out and think about, you know, subscribing because they deserve our support. In addition, I wanted to talk about an issue which has come up a little bit for me this week, having to do with BookTube and comment section. One of the things the issue I wanted to address has to do with critical comments in people's comment sections on the video. So before I go any further, let me just point out that there are a number of great members of our BookTube community who are commenters only, and you know these people: Joe Smith, Lillian Niesvender. I've recently made the acquaintance on my channel of Lou G and JB Subscribes, and oh, I'm forgetting somebody. Oh, I'm so sorry. Wow, I feel bad. Hang on. Okay, so I'm back. So I have my list. I mentioned Lou G, Arlene Lewis, that's who I was trying to remember, as well as Debbie Baker and Francine K, and there are others who are subscribers, and they're so supportive, and their comments are so interesting and enjoyable to read that as a content creator, when I go into my comment section, I look forward to hearing from these people. These people don't always agree with me about the books I choose, or my opinions about the books, or about other things, but they have a way of expressing those disagreements and their differences of opinions in a way that is highly respectful. So, having said that, and having pointed out what I think are some great BookTube commenters, and there are others whose names I've forgotten, and I apologize to you for that. And having said that, I do want to remind commenters of just a couple of things. Number one, content creators spend a lot of time on YouTube, and you as commenters do too, watching videos. But content creators spend a lot of time on their channel, creating the videos and putting those videos out. And then in our corner of BookTube, most content creators address the contents in their comment section. And I can tell you, this is a lengthy process. It's an enjoyable process because the interactions are usually positive. Again, even with people who disagree with you, you can have a really great discussion with people who disagree with you about specific things in books. And sometimes that agreeable discussion can become a little bit heated is the wrong word, but it can become kind of intense and still remain respectful and friendly, and that's awesome. But it does take time. So when you decide to leave a comment, whether you're a creator or a not creator, you need to be aware that you are essentially, you are essentially in that person's space. That channel, is the creator's channel, and you need to be, I think you need to be polite, just like you would if you came into someone's home. So, very few people would go into someone's home and the first thing they would say is, "Oh, I really don't like the color of your wallpaper. Why did you choose that color? That color is awful. There's so many better colors you could have chosen." Maybe wallpaper is the wrong choice, or paint on the wall, but few people would do that, and very few people look at what people are wearing every day and say, "Wow, really? That shirt, that skirt, that pair of pants, that scarf?" Very few of us do that because it's rude. So when you come to somebody's channel and you have a disagreement with them, I don't know anybody here who doesn't enjoy a discussion and who doesn't, welcome comments about what they're talking about, positive and negative. But when you take what you're saying about the video from the content of the video to the person, when you intentionally or not, when you say something disparaging about the choices the creator made, or about the creator themselves, or about the creator's opinion that's personal, it feels personal. And I don't know that any amount of being on BookTube would completely, numb you to the feeling that this is personal. And it takes a lot to then not respond as though you've been personally attacked. So my advice would be is to think about very carefully what you're saying and make sure that in no way what you're saying can be seen as an attack or a disparagement or a condescension to the creator, and instead address your issue or your comment to the work itself, to the book that's being discussed, or to your difference of opinion about the book or the play or whatever it is. Instead of saying something like, "I can't believe you even bothered to read this book, what a waste of time. I can't believe you made a video about this book's a waste of time." Instead of that, which carries a certain kind of an attack on the creator, that they've wasted your time and they've wasted their time and how foolish they are to have done this. Instead of doing something like that, just say, I really didn't enjoy this book very much. I thought it was this, this, and this. And say, I realize your opinion is different, but I was wondering what you thought about this. There are ways to address the issues. There are ways to bring up the fact that you really didn't like a book without it making it seem like you feel like the creator of the content is stupid, or is wasting time, or doesn't know as much about something as you do, or doesn't understand something the same way that you do. Anytime you put your view out there that yours is right and theirs is wrong, you're going to run into some trouble. And I have to be honest with you, even though I'm rarely combative on BookTube, I have a naturally combative, argumentative streak, and it's difficult for me not to respond to comments like that, mainly when I see them on channels of my friends. But anyway, there you go. Those are my thoughts for the day. Let me know what you think about the comment section discussion. I'm really kind of interested to hear your opinion, whether you agree with me or not, about how comment sections should go and how creators should address comments which feel personally negative as opposed to just have a different opinion. Anyway, thank you for watching. As always, I look forward to your comments in the comment section below.